20th Century Fox and George Lucas now bring you an adventure unlike anything on your planet.
The Laser. It is legendary. It is powerful. It is an incredibly popular gadget in Hollywood movies and science fiction. But what really is a laser? In the upcoming slides of this critically acclaimed presentation, we will discuss how the laser actually works, in great detail. Laser stands for light amplified by the stimulated emission of radiation. How does a laser work, you ask? Well, a laser, in its most basic form, is a very simple light-emitting device that works on the quantum level.
Well, a laser works. Thanks for your insight, Evan. Actually, a laser works on the principle that an atom that was excited and brought to a higher energy state will eventually fall back down, and in the process, release a photon of light. This photon is what eventually is emitted from the laser. The method of exciting the atom can vary from laser to laser. However, most lasers use a flash tube, basically a very intense flash of light that happens many times per second. The lacing medium, as it's called, can also vary. Lasers can be made with many mediums, from ruby gems to argon and other inert gases.
There are also other types of lasers. Some of these lasers include CO2 gas lasers, which emit infrared laser beams, helium plus neon lasers, or HENI lasers, which emit a red-orange beam, and nitrogen lasers, which emit an ultraviolet beam, invisible to the naked eye.
The wavelength of light emitted by each laser is specific to the medium that each laser is made of. The important thing to know is that the excited electrons within an atom eventually fall back down and release photons of light. This release of photons, as Evan was saying, many of these photons are emitted, but not emitted in constant unison. The photons that are emitted are actually emitted in quantum steps, if you will, in wavefronts. This is the quality of lasers that makes them quantum devices as well as different than your average flashlight. You see, when a lacing medium releases photons, these photons are deliberately trapped in the medium itself. This is done using mirrors on both ends of the medium, with a tiny way for photons to escape out of one end. So, are you gonna cut me off this time, Cece? Anyways, the particle... Yes, exactly. They bounce back and forth until the concentration of photons inside the laser becomes very, very high, and eventually they begin to escape.
It's kinda like two people playing pass. As more particles are released by the medium inside the laser, they begin to build up. Eventually, these particles are going to be released in very directional and very coherent light.
This creates very directional and concentrated beam of light, which we know as a laser.
And now you have a basic idea of how lasers work.
I'm seriously done trying it. This is stupid.
No planets or egos were harmed in the making of this field.